right, let's hear it in the studio. KI. Woo! Season 1 rebalance. We're going to redo the change list right now. Shortly after the program, the change list will be available on our forums, ultra-combo.com. And hopefully we'll have some videos up for you then as well, or at least around then. We'll see. We'll do our best. So let's talk about it. Let's get some gameage on the screen. Let us know when we're good, production team. And we'll start talking. I'll give you a little preface here. As part of the early access for TJ Combo, which is going to be on September 23rd, I believe, everyone will get access to a pre-release version of the Season 1 rebalance that we've done. And of course, we couldn't release TJ without that because he's balanced with that stuff. He fits in with the Season 1 rebalance, the Season 2 stuff. So we're going to go through all those changes for you today, including all the system changes, all the character changes. We're going to talk about everything. So we'll probably be here a while. This is like really a lot of stuff.
That's only the first book.
All right. Let's start with system changes, yeah?
All right.
First up, we got some game on screen now. We good? Oh, they say uno momento. Yeah?
Game on screen.
Sweet. All right. System change number 1. Non-combo hits, a.k.a. pokes, and the first hit of combos now deal additional damage. So your neutral game, those glancing blows you get, they'll mean a lot more. They'll add up a lot more. So getting smacked around by Glacius while you're trying to get in on him, it's a bit more of a problem now. What are you doing?
We gotta say goodbye to Chelsea.
Bye, Chelsea.
She has to work.
So yeah, check it out.
I really need to make this happen.
Thanks for coming, Chelsea.
Thank you.
So we'll do a couple hits for you and show you what that bigger damage looks like. I'm sure you can compare it to Season 1 at home, but some Sadira jump-ins do a little more. Flip kick does quite a lot. Jago uppercuts are real beefy now. They mean a lot more. If you're going to jump in all willy-nilly at Jago, that's not going to end great for you. This will add up really fast. And of course, that actually matters, being that it's the first hit of a combo. So it matters what button you start a combo with a lot more now. If I were to start a very short combo, such as this with a light, I get 6%, whereas if I start it with a heavy, I get 13. That is a very, very significant difference. So finding a punish window in Season 1, you pretty much always use the fastest move, because the damage difference between a light and a heavy was very insignificant. But now, if you can find the space or the time for a heavier move, it's very rewarding to do so, to start with a heavier move. So non-combo hits do more damage. Change number 2, Shadow Meter gain rates. We can't really show you that right now, but you'll see it as we play. Shadow Meter gain rates have decreased across the board 20%. This includes meter enders. They give you 20% less than they used to give you. This is a pretty nice change, I think. It makes meter a lot more of a valuable resource. You have to think more about when to spend it and why, rather than just spending it every time you have it, because it'll be back right away. You'll feel it when you play, and it'll be weird at first, but I think it's a really, really good change. What do you guys think? You've played it a bunch.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like when people are more thoughtful about what they play. So.
Speak up. Enunciate.
Oh, well, yeah. I just want people to actually make thoughtful decisions. So.
Agreed.
Great change.
All right, so here's a big one. This was a hot topic a couple weeks ago. Shadow Enders. People were very getting a little tired of combos having one opportunity to break and then doing a Shadow Ender. The Shadow Enders ignored damage scaling. They just cashed out the same every time. So what we've done is we've made Shadow Enders scale along with Ender level. So if you do a short combo, I'm going to do Heavy Punch into Light Spin into Shadow Ender. Something like that. That's only 19%. That used to be like 33%.
Right.
It's still more damage than you would have got for the regular Ender, which was 13%, as we saw before. But it is definitely less significant. If you are to go to the higher Ender levels, like level 4, it's basically like adding one Ender level, right?
Sure.
So if you cash out a level 3 with Shadow Meter, you get the damage of a level 4 Ender. So if you're to cash out a level 4 Ender, you get the damage of a level 5 Ender, which doesn't really exist and is quite painful. So you can see, I'll get us up there. This is going to hit very, very hard. Massive damage, 58%.
Very nice.
Very, very worth it. So hopefully people will think about how they spend their meter in this way now. And there are some other unique ways to use this to cash out that we'll get to in a bit. The next change is that potential damage, the white damage that happens when you do a combo. This actually lingers longer. It's going to be hard for us to show you in training mode, but it does not heal as quickly as it did in Season 1. If you're the type of player who likes to go for resets, this is going to benefit you greatly, because it'll give you more time to reset. If you're the type of player who likes to do extra hits in a juggle, that build white damage, but you can't catch them out. Now you'll have more time to actually catch them out when your opponent gets up, to turn that little juggle into knockdown, into mix-up, into more cashed-in damage. Which is pretty neat. The next system change, I know you guys know about this one already, but air breakers and air counter breakers, everything can be broken. Let's check this out. So Sadira's throw is an opener. So I'm going to jump up and hit heavy punch. Oh no! How could this happen to me? Now it's fair.
Very fair.
Oh, but I know he's going to break, so... Oh, what now? That's very nice. Yeah, that was the real deal. So, just like on the ground, if you know what your opponent's going to do, you can get something great off of it. You can even break shadow linkers in the air, like TJ's and Sadira's. Break the linker this time.
Okay, sorry.
Boom. Just like you do on the ground, 1, 2, 3. And of course I can counter break that as well, which I'll show you now. And it takes you right to the ground in a recapture, so you can just go nuts and do your favorite combo. Fun stuff. Other situations that are a little less common that you might see are like, let's say Jago does a Dragon Punch, instant cancels, and then jumps up for a normal hit. Fulgore does this a lot too. Let's show us that. Or not. Well, I could have broken that had he hit me.
Yeah, well, of course.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Here's another good situation. Jago's throw is actually technically an opener as well.
Yep.
So throw me and then do Dragon Punch.
Okay.
That's opener ender now. I can break that instantly.
Yep.
But if he does his throw into Shadow Laser Sword, that juggles like a linker, which I can break with the 1, 2, 3 rolls. And of course, he can counter break it as well. Let's see that in action. Oh! And he gets a recapture into his favorite combo. And this leads to some pretty interesting stuff with Jago's throw that we'll also get to later.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the next piece of information. After the third non-chained move, combos that are not part of the linker double rule set are now breakable via manual rules. This includes juggled manuals and non-projectile specials. So that means that anytime you would have done like a Saberwolf launch into hit into special move juggle that wouldn't have been breakable in Season 1, that counts as a manual now. And if your opponent knows this strength, they'll be able to break it. And of course, you'll be able to counter break it as well. Combo breakers. Let's talk about combo breakers. One thing that I got a lot of complaints about in Season 1 when talking to players was that combo breakers caused a hard knockdown, which was too much of a momentum shift in the defender's favor. So we gave the players the ability to tech rise, to quick rise from a combo breaker. Sure. So I'm going to start hitting you with some heavy doubles here. Or,
Of course.
or not, heavy doubles. Okay, and then I can quick rise. So I'm back in the action a little faster. He doesn't get quite as good a setup on me. Definitely use that to your advantage. Remember that you can do it, because I know a lot of people are in the habit of not pressing a button after a counter breaker.
Right.
And if you don't press anything, you'll still stay on the ground the old duration. Glacius counter breakers, or combo breakers, you get up so you don't get unblockable.
Yep.
All right, this next one is a manual change. The rules for performing manuals after linkers are now consistent across the entire cast. So if you do a light linker, you're going to have the ability to do a light manual. If you do a medium linker, you can do a medium or a light manual. And if you do a heavy linker, you can do a medium, heavy, medium, or light manual. So you have to earn the bigger manual windows by doing the heavier linkers. So it's a better risk-reward mechanic, and it was already that way for most of the characters, but there were a couple characters that really kind of skirted those rules, and they were very unpredictable and difficult to break in Season 1 as a result. So this tidies that up a bit, and it also just makes the system easier to explain and understand for newer players.
Right.
So if you're coming in with a new character, like you played Season 1, or maybe you haven't, you jump in, TJ Combo, you know for a fact, hey, heavy linker, it's going to give me access to heavy, medium, or light manuals. And that's really nice. So we'll move on to the next system change. That's one of my favorites. Juggled Shadow Enders now cash out damage. So this is what I was talking about with Jago. Jago's going to do back throw into Shadow Laser Sword. Then he's going to do forward hard kick juggle, and then he's going to do Dragon Punch, Shadow Dragon Punch.
Okay.
Let's see if Chase can do that in one try. Forward hard kick. And it cashed out. Oh my God.
amazing.
45% off a throw.
Yes.
Oh. Oh. But that costs 2 meters, and meters are a little
Yep.
more scarce now. And I could break the laser sword as a Shadow Linker, and I could break the forward hard kick as well. So there are a lot of break windows in there. Sadira gets similar stuff. You can do launcher into one of these and then cash out. And that does pretty reasonable damage, 24% for what it was. You could even do that twice if you wanted. And that's a pretty decent cash out. That's 32% off of a launcher or a throw for 2 meters. So you'll have to learn some new combos with Sadira that help you cash out her throws as well and make the juggles very, very, very worth it. A lot of characters can get cool stuff off of this. I really like it. The next change is that projectiles no longer darken the screen. We like the particles, but we felt that the screen getting dark really just pulled our eyes too much to the projectile and made it really hard to see the action. So we disabled that, and we've been testing it for a while and focus testing it, and people seem to like this a little more. So we just got rid of the screen darkening. Hopefully you guys will agree with that. The next change is that we've removed the ability to instant cancel during an ender. So in Season 1, you could do like a level 4 combo into a level 4 ender, instant cancel the third hit, which cashed out everything, and then do a whole nother combo and do like 90%. That really wasn't in the spirit of the game, even though it was a pretty rare thing to see. So that's gone bye-bye now. The next change is that we've removed the ability to perform ultra enders from the air. If you recall, Sadira locking you in the air, teleporting to the ground and doing a whiff kick, and then locking you in the air again, or Jago doing his uppercut at the end of his ultra and then teleporting to the floor. We didn't like that, so that's gone too. Bye-bye. And our final system change. This one's pretty interesting. I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on this one. We actually fixed a bug that was preventing the 4-frame manual breaker window from firing in Season 1. So now you'll actually have 4 additional frames to break manuals over what you did in Season 1. Some of those light manuals only had 2 or 3 frames of hit stop. So you had 2 or 3 frames to break them. That's really tight. Now you'll have whatever that hit stop was plus 4. And that makes breaking a light manual a lot more reasonable a thing to time.
Right.
So that's it for system changes. Ramon, your thoughts?
That's it. We're done, right?
No, we're going to show all the characters.
What? No, we're done. We're not showing anything
We got to
else.
show all the characters.
Changes are awesome. Super excited.
I think, speaking earnestly, the pace of the game has increased.
Yeah.
Things are quite a bit more tense. Your decisions are quite a bit more important, especially where they relate to both jumping and shadow meter use. That's how I feel. Chase, how do you feel?
I love the game. Like, yeah, I can't say anything else. I generally enjoy the game. So,
Excellent.
Way it is now.
So let's talk characters. Should we take a vote to see what character? No, we're just going to do Jago.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Jago. Jago is a man in Season 1 who pretty much had everything. He had wildly all over the place manuals. Like, he could just do whatever he wanted in combos. He couldn't break them. He could get to you from anywhere on the screen using meter really fast, and he had a meter ender, so he always had meter. Shadow Wind Kick was just nuts. Like, you can't even whiff a heavy from full screen, or you're eating feet. And there were some other little things that bugged us about him, but for the most part, he's just a really solid character that we really like. So the first change we made, and some of these are like quality of life changes, some of them are little nerfs or little buffs here and there, so wait till you hear a character's entire change list to go nuts.
Yes.